What's up, everybody? You can tell we weren't ready today, huh? It's all right. All good. We're starting a couple minutes late here, but we are live for another WrestleSense podcast here. We got a lot to unpack, so we're going to get right to it. Let's talk about who's in the chat here already, of course. Wally. Good to see you, Wally. Welcome in. OnStar, appreciate sharing it out, my friend. Jesse Jackhammer is here as well. Good to see you. Big Chuck in the building. What's up, Big Chuck? Sean C., my man, how you doing? Andy Price is already here. Love the likes, love the shares. Everybody saying what's up to each other. Wrestling Mama, what's happening? What is happening? Good to see you. Welcome in, everybody. So we're just going to I'm going to bring the guys on here in just a minute. But we're going to try to make some sense of what's going on in wrestling. We got something to talk about. All right to it. Let's do it. We had definitely a hard year, I should say, for professional wrestling athletes passing away, man. And I know I did my little spiel last week on don't let your world die because a celebrity dies, but this is pretty crazy just for 1 year, losing some big names like this in this past year. So definitely thinking about the families affected by that, and the wrestling world definitely affected by it. We'll talk a little bit about throughout the night. We had Friday night, we had a little match between Finn and LA. They have, ties to Bray right before he was done. A great tribute to Bray at the end. Tributes to Bray all over AEW and the other companies that had pay-per-views as well this weekend. Seth wearing a side plate of Bray. A lot of people with Bray armbands and Funk armbands. And then we have this. Tony Khan is booking on a week-to-week basis. No shit. All right, we knew that. We saw that. We talked about it last week. And we had this amazing card to talk about. Look at all the matches. Big-time matches. Over 80,000 people. I mean, I can't wait to talk about all the fights and the great matches, right? Maybe not. Tony comes out and Scrum says there was an incident. And of course, right away, I'm going, what did Punk do this time? And sure enough, his little buddy, Jack Perry, I'm finishing up my fantasy draft here. Had an incident apparently in the back with these two guys. Jack Perry called him soft back in the day, and then he said he wanted to use real glass, and CM Punk said we're not using real glass, and then he used real glass and even rubbed in his face and said Cry Me a River and all that good stuff. So people going into their own business, I guess, still. So we have Jack Perry and Sean Ross Sapp was trying. I mean, it was such a mess. There's been so much reported on this. One guy approached the other, bumped him, and this is right in the gorilla position as Punk and Joe were getting ready to go out. Punk approached Perry to exchange words. Punk threw a fist, grabbed him in a front face lock, choked him. Tony Khan almost got hit by something. It's raining cats and dogs, mass hysteria. It's going in the back, right? Now we find out, more to it where I guess Miro comes in and him and Punk joke about it and more. So it's just so much is unpacked. I couldn't wait to talk about the matches. Jack Perry was told to leave. CM Punk left. CM Punk bitched about not having anybody at the airport. Nobody got anybody at the airport. And all this miscommunication. CM Punk and Jack Perry have been suspended. Let's bring the boys on. Talk about what I didn't really want to talk about, but CJ, start us off. I know me and you have shared our thoughts a little bit back and forth. What was your thoughts when this news came out after the show? We'll get to the show.
Fire fucking Phil already. I'm fucking over it. Over it.
Doc, what do you think?
It's never going to get any better. And the simple fact is, a lot of people are saying that Jack Perry started it.
No.
That's what I'm hearing. So
there's video footage of it. So,
well, him saying something on the air kind of started it.
Right? Well, yeah. I mean, he said real glass, cry me a fucking river or whatever.
Yeah, good for him.
I mean, hey, if they were setting up a match for this Sunday between those two, all good. But it doesn't seem that way. Ray, what did you think when you heard incident at the show?
What I think is what a way for CM Punk and Jack Perry to ruin what should have been AEW's biggest night, because now this is all anybody's fucking talking about.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is this. CM Punk, for those of you who know him personally, and I do not, but I have friends, very good friends who know him personally, and I'm even bypassing CJ on this one because that was a long time ago. Yeah. But CJ and I have a mutual friend that Punk considers one of his best friends, actually two of them. And the prevailing thing you always hear from them if you ask about Phil Brooks, about CM Punk, is that he is a miserable son of a bitch. Everyone who knows him says it. It's been the same MO for 20 years. And the bottom line is this. CM Punk wants to see himself as a locker room leader, as he wants to be the Undertaker, essentially. He wants to be the guy that they all come to for advice. And the problem is you can't be a whiny bitch and not have respect and be that guy. And Punk just isn't that guy. And I don't know how else to put it. So he thinks he can go on the media scrum and bitch about everybody and it's going to make a difference. No, you got your ass kicked and your dog kicked, apparently. And then you want to tell Jack Perry in the back, don't use real glass. I'm sure if he would have walked up and been like, hey, kid, there's a way to do that, not this, blah, 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 instead of probably berating him, which is probably what happened. And then Perry fires back, Punk fires back, and this is the shit we have now. Again, taking away from what should have been AEW's biggest night. And let's call a spade a spade. Punk had a fantastic fucking match on AEW. The psychology was great. He played to the crowd being against him perfectly. He's a phenomenal fucking worker. He is phenomenal on the mic, even at this stage in his career. The biggest problem is keep your fucking ass in the ring, keep your fucking antics in the ring, and shut the fuck up backstage and do your job. Period. Don't get on the fucking internet and piss, moan, and whine. Don't fucking big time people and think that you should have a fucking limo at the airport. And don't fucking go tell somebody else what to do. Worry about your shit. And I bet your life would be fucking grand. Rant over.
And that's the same. I feel you. I mean, it's we should be talking about the match. That's why I figured that's how we start the show. we should start talking about the matches, and we will get to those and talk a little bit about what's coming up this weekend. But Doc, what if this is your company? What do you do with these two guys, Doc? I mean, we know Punk is going to be Punk, but you can't have him in a bubble. What do you do, Doc?
Fire him. Fuck him.
You know,
I'm at the point where, like, if you look at this, he's not Tony Khan actually went out and said he's not suspended yet. I don't think he wants to lose either of these guys for the next pay-per-view. They were, I mean, the simple fact that AEW did I think it's a bonehead move. Back-to-back pay-per-view. A, people can't afford it.
True.
B, it's just simple fact is how fucking stupid can you be when you just came off a huge Wembley Stadium? People were still on a high from that. Why do that? I know you want to
Tony for bringing it up in the scrum. Do you blame him for bringing it up because it's probably going to get out?
No, I mean, I think somebody asked him, if I remember correctly. But I mean, the simple fact is this: put them both in a room. I like CJ's old way of handling it the first time when it was Omega and the Bucks. You put them in a room and say, "You want to make money?
Figure it out.
Here's what we're gonna do. You two are gonna go out there. I don't give a fuck if you stiff each other. Don't hurt each other." And you have a match. And we're going to make this look like a work. If you want to keep your job, your fucking livelihood, and you want to keep things normal, this is how this is going to work. You belong to me. You dance when I fucking tell you.
Yeah, so this is their job.
That's my rant. Not as bad as DH's, but
no, it's okay. What they do
scary.
for a
I'm
living, they fight for a living, right? So they had a disagreement. We've
Yes.
talked about there's going to be disagreements. There's tons of egos. It's going to happen. CJ, I know you just got back here. Mom put you on the spot here. This is your company. You're not going to get them. You're alone with these two in a room. Can you make it happen to where you think they can agree? Let's make some money out of this and fight this Sunday, and people would love to see this match now. Or do you fire him?
I fire CM Punk and keep Jack Perry and move forward.
I see that reasoning. Perry's the younger one. Maybe hopefully he'll learn. Ray?
I agree with CJ, except I also agree with Doc, and this is how I would do it. I agree literally on Collision. You have Punk come out, cut a promo about, you all heard there was an incident. I mean, play into it. Mm-hmm. And tell Punk, you either play ball or you're fired. And tell Perry you either play ball or you're fired. You guys are professionals. You're not going to hurt one another, whatever. And you have Punk come out and say, I tried to give this is where Punk goes full heel. I tried to give this younger generation, tips. I tried to help them, tried to give them advice. And that little comment Perry made, yes, I confronted him backstage. Yes, we got into a shoving match. Yes, we got sent home. But I'm done trying to help this younger generation. I'm going to take him out. Yeah, Perry come out, cut a promo that he should have never came back. He's just here for the money, blah, blah, blah. We get a match with them at All Out, at All Out, and move on with it. And when Punk's contract comes up, we don't renew. It's as simple as that. Mm-hmm. And as far as Punk being in a bubble, you don't put him in a bubble anymore. But literally, like, you tell him flat out one more time, and
3 strikes, you're out.
Have Eddie cut him. Eddie Kingston will handle it.
One more time, and we're going to put you in a ring with
Moxley and Kingston.
Eddie Kingston and Moxley, and no holds barred, legit.
Well,
if you want to shoot, we'll shoot.
I am actually reading his speech from the Cauliflower Alley. That's where he's at right now.
He's hanging out with the Damn.
And this was a quote from him: "When people tell me that they don't like me or that the internet is mad at me, I just chuckle because Roddy Piper liked me, Dusty Rhodes liked me, and Harley Race liked me. And that means more than anything else in the world because these legends put their stamp on me before anyone else did. It gave me the confidence and it gave me the ability to succeed."
And honestly, right there, what Doc just said, that speech that he made, play that into the promo about how he's old school, how he's the last of a dying generation, the savior of fucking wrestling. That is a great fucking storyline. It lets Punk be his holier-than-thou prick self. It's great for FTR to be associated with him because they are old school to the bone in the way that they do. Play it into a fucking storyline. Make it seem like it's a work, whether it was or not, because obviously it wasn't. But we can make it seem like it was a work now. And I know CJ had that idea with the elite thing. It's a great fucking idea, and why not? I mean, you're going to be in Chicago, for God's sakes, Punk's hometown.
Thank you, Atticus Black.
Pop.
I'm with you. I don't want to know what happens backstage.
You set it up at Collision, and you roll with it.
Yeah, I would love to see it. I mean, if they can make it happen, that's what everyone's talking about. That, we'll see. But I wouldn't mind one last strike for Punk. Maybe I don't know.
And as far as the back-to-back pay-per-view goes, I think they booked themselves into a corner. I don't think they thought Wembley was going to happen, at least with the availability that it was, and then it did. But they had already booked the United Center, and they're running with it. I would say next year, since they've already announced All Out 2.
Mm-hmm.
Tony already said he's doing it every year, 1 week away. The holiday weekends. He already said
he's fucking high.
All in London, All Out Chicago the next week. He said he's going to do it again.
They need to make All Out Chicago needs to become like a Clash of Champions.
Yeah, or streaming
on free TV,
where you're paying $10
like
a month.
Special. That if they have a streaming service, or they just do it as a special on TNT or TBS or something.
Yeah,
where
that's a Collision. Yeah.
A free-to-air pay-per-view, on Sunday or something.
It's a thank you to the fans, you know what I mean, for buying the big one. You know what I mean? The Wembley was huge. They needed this. This was make or break. It's just like, okay, they said WrestleMania 3 back in the day. Linda McMahon and Vince McMahon, the first WrestleMania, they put everything on the line. Linda jokes around and says the kids were even up for grabs if it didn't go as a success, and it did. WrestleMania 3, Vince did it again. He rolled the dice and he won. Tony rolled the dice and won. But goddamn, Vince does. If you I'm gonna sound like an old person who used to be on this show. Does WWE have any trouble backstage?
They might, but we never heard about it.
They do.
They know.
We don't hear about it.
I guarantee they do, but that shit ain't getting out in WWE. And I'll tell you right now, this whole situation happens in WWE. Taker and Ron Simmons would have put these two in a fucking room and set them straight.
Yeah. Let's get to the actual show. We'll see how this unfolds. It'll be interesting.
Let's keep going.
Where it will go. So Wembley All In London was this past week. The shots from above and the crowd itself was amazing to me. Just the sight of seeing the fireworks from the top of the roof and all that stuff. We'll get to each of the matches. That was really
awesome.
Yeah, and it's 81 legit. They said paid, and they were making a stink about it because of this here. 80,709. But when they talked about this WrestleMania, it was like there was 90. They were counting all the people that were working there and standing there. So there was like 95,000 or 92,000 they were claiming were there. But technically, you could go by attendance. Well, here I'm gonna get as a point I'm getting to. They did break the record, but then again, we had a volleyball match in Nebraska with 92,000 people yesterday. A volleyball game in Nebraska with 92,000 people. So what's my point? Good luck, congratulations to everybody. A couple of years ago, we couldn't get together in big groups. So congratulations to WrestleManias. Congratulations to All In. Congratulations to everybody getting together. I mean, that's fine.
Well, I do like the fact that Tony in the media scrum, he said, the 81,000, blah, 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 was actual paid attendance. And he said, and then we had, comps and blah, blah, blah. So we were probably around 90,000 people.
Yeah.
But that should be the number toted. Like, the attendance should be the paid attendance. You know what I mean? Like, and I know WWE's worked those numbers because it's all about the spectacle.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to hear like actual paid attendance.
Yep.
And I mean, the reason AEW was able to do that too is I heard there was tickets as cheap as like $25-$30, which is fucking awesome. Like, if you look at WrestleMania tickets for Philadelphia right now, a fucking nosebleed seat is $350.
Yeah, screw that.
They're
going to do it again next year, and they're going to do Wrestle Dream now in October for Inoki, and that's one of the new pay-per-views, according to Tony, they're going to have every year. So he's announcing things for next year, setting it all up. Oh, we did get this news from Matt Hardy. Tony Khan was Leatherface, running out there with the chainsaw. According to Matt Hardy, that was Tony Khan doing that. It's funny.
That's fucking funny. I didn't see that.
0 Hour All In, and see, before we get into it, the spectacle, we all say, and I've said it too, no one can do spectacle like WrestleMania and WWE. Let me get that out there first. But CJ, and you shared a sentiment with a lot of people out there that this was not WrestleMania feel for you. Elaborate on that.
I mean,
a lot of people think that same way.
I didn't feel like it was. I feel like the show, including 0 Hour, everything was very solid, and I'm very happy for all the guys and girls that were able to be a part of it and all of AEW. It just didn't have that special feel like I thought it was going to.
Sorry.
I feel like it was very overhyped. I'm not going to say it didn't deliver. It did deliver, but I just thought, I feel like there was blood in almost every single match. I feel like there was, wasn't my favorite. Was it
That's all right.
very good? Yeah.
I kind of feel like the presentation, correct me if I'm wrong or what you feel like. I feel like the presentation, though, was more like along the lines of maybe an NFL game. You know what I mean? Like with the way their pre-show was, the way everything was, I feel like it was presented more as less spectacle, more sporting event.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a WrestleMania, but it felt big to me.
Yeah, but
you
I
got
don't
special
feel
entrances.
Like it was more a sporting event. There was a couple super cool entrances, and lots of fireworks. But I don't know. If I'm being honest, I don't think that was the best of the 3 matches between the Bucks and FTR.
No,
and most people were saying that was the match of the night too, even though it wasn't maybe the best one of their matches. But a lot of people had that one as their match tonight. We'll go through them all. We sometimes agree to disagree. I did get kind of a WrestleMania feel to me. I was excited throughout the whole show. I really enjoyed it. We got a little bit of this early, a face-off between these guys, which they're setting up their match for All Out. We had Big Show come in and slam some people around. They got Grado in there, and what's his name? Shit.
Anthony Ogogo.
So they got some, UK people in there for a little spot with Paul White, I guess I should say, not really Big Show. And then we had the first match. Doc, what do you think about us starting off with new ROH Tag Team Champions?
Just sweeten the pot for the main event. It had that, is there going to be a competitive side? Are they going to be too happy? What's going to happen in this situation? So I loved it. I loved how they kind of put that big. Plus, it gave them a rest. You know what I mean? They had a hell of a match with Aussie, but it wasn't just a 1, 2, 3. Let's get out the ring. I mean, they put their time into it. So MJF did. Was selling some. I think it was a shoulder or was his knee. Ray, do you remember?
I don't remember, but I kind of disagree with you. That match, regardless of how it seems, that match was 8 minutes.
Yeah, it was
8 minutes.
Did it really?
They on purpose.
It seemed longer. Wow, it seemed longer.
Yeah, you don't want to risk one of these guys getting hurt.
I feel like with I agree. I get why, but I feel like you've been trying so hard to build Aussie Open to this match. They beat the Hardys. They beat Cassidy and Paige. They've been dominant. Blah, blah, blah. They've been main eventing, Rampage and Collision. And then 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Up wheels.
Keep those thumbs up coming, guys. We got 13.
I was totally wrong on my booking decisions and what I would do.
I was happy to be wrong.
I'm sitting on my couch and not working for a company, I guess. But
Doc, you are now the champion again with 8 out of 11 right. Ray had 7. Me and CJ had 6. Ray had 7. So Doc had... I was happy to be wrong on some of them. Like this one, we said it would be
I don't
cool.
even remember.
It would be cool if they walked into the main event with the belts, but who knows? So we did get it, and it did add, like Doc said, another dynamic to the main event. And we did have the match where the car spot happened between Hook and Perry, and Hook still your champ. I mean, I don't know if anyone has
I really wish he would have walked up to the table, hugged Taz, put the belt you just took the strap, put it on him, and that's how it retires. We
retired FTW. We talked about that while watching it. I agree with you. I think that would have been a great moment in front of Wembley. That, or had him call his dad into the ring.
But I don't think it's retired. I think they're going to keep it. It's not retired, though, is it? They're keeping it.
It's not, but it should be.
Yeah, I agree.
It made sense for whenever that was the heel faction for Taz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It made sense for him to be like, oh, I'll crown. But now it's kind of like, what's the point of it?
We already got Christian running around with a belt that shouldn't be his, so we got someone else running around with a belt that shouldn't even be a belt. Punk and Joe fighting for the fake. Now, who knows what happens
with
this
non-legitimate belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'd rather see Kingston carrying his open weight, his New Japan Strong title.
I thought the match was great, and it's even more impressive if the stories around it are true that Joe had to convince Punk to even go out.
Yeah.
Because they had a great match. Psychology-wise, it was a great match.
Apparently, this belt got thrown at Tony Khan as well.
It was great, I thought, but I don't know if it was the right match to start the show.
No, I would have opened with the tag team.
I would have liked something a little more high-paced. The pacing was a little bit slower for this match. Doesn't mean it wasn't good, but I don't think that's the best way to start a show.
I think Punk looked pretty good, too. I mean, it's a shame, his mouth and shit's getting in trouble because he looked in better shape, and I think he had a decent fight. What about this one, the trios match with...
This would have been a great opener.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely to set up the Omega versus Takeshita match. I think, and we're getting there. So, I mean, there's not really much to say about that match either, unless you have something to add.
The only thing I'm going to say about that match is, to me, Kota Ibushi has looked terrible with his chemistry with the guys coming in. I don't know if it's because he's barely working right now, with the layoff or whatever. I don't know if it's a language barrier type deal because he's worked with some of these guys and, obviously previously before. But to me, Ibushi's looked very out of place in an AEW ring right now. And that's sad because he's a fantastic fucking worker. I don't know what the deal is, whether it's a passion thing, whether it's a chemistry thing, but to me, he's looked very, very out of place.
Agreed.
In these two matches.
Yep. Well, we did get the World Tag Team match next, I believe, and they put on a show. I think was that the streamers from the Bucks that were stuck in the thing for the whole fucking show. Yes. I like the throwback to Queen. We got a couple Queen throwbacks throughout the night. The gear like Freddie Mercury from the Bucks, and then we have Wheeler's Got a Gun chance. Can we talk about the crowd? I enjoyed this crowd. I love the UK crowd, man.
Yeah,
the chance, sure. The people just on the hard cam there, those people right behind it were going nuts throughout most of the show. And that adds to the visual. When you have 50 people right there going absolutely bonkers for most of the show. And Wheeler's Got a Gun chance was just, they're creative over there, that's for sure.
And I got to agree with CJ. Like, this wasn't their best match. I think FTR's match with Bullet Club Gold was better.
The 58 or 59 minute, absolutely.
Yeah. The second match, even between the Bucks and FTR, I thought has been the class of their trio, of matches. The second match was just the psychology was better, everything. I did like the ending of the match whenever, finally FTR went to shake and the Bucks walked off, and then we saw the on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Where they were like, it was just the moment, it was everything, blah blah blah. But I mean, I liked the way it happened, and as I said, this is probably one of the matches I got right because I said FTR should win this. They need it more than the Bucks, and I'm happy that they did that instead of using Wheeler's pending charges as an excuse to take the belts off of them.
I don't think that nothing's going to happen.
Actually, I mean, unless I made a mistake. Actually, I got CJ and Ray who had the Bucks. And me and Doc picked FTR.
I don't remember. I don't even remember
maybe
what
so.
Day it is.
Doesn't really matter. We all pretty much agreed it could have gone either way.
Yeah, maybe I used the excuse of Wheeler being arrested.
Yes, because we didn't know if obviously he's going to stick around, so we'll have that. Stadium Stampede. For me, I don't mind having a little bit of extreme. This was too much. That's too much for me.
That was fucking fantastic.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't mind blood, but that was a little too much. That got me a little queasy. I mean, I know why people like it.
First time I've seen that.
Yeah, it's first time.
And I popped hard for that.
Yeah, we did.
Too much going on at the same time, and the cameras couldn't keep up with where all the different people were. That was my big gripe.
I didn't mind that it was a Stadium Stampede and there was a lot in the ring. I mean, for the sake of the fans and stuff, I did. You didn't want them to be everywhere, but there did do some spots outside. But it was a bloody mess. I mean, OC being really bloody was crazy.
This cracked me up.
Yeah, that was great.
They're like, fuck you.
They're both caught in the barbed wire. Mm-hmm. And look, the Stadium Stampede was a great idea, but it was a great idea because of the pandemic. Like, seeing them in the fighting in Jacksonville's locker room and a cameo by Urban Meyer and then
that was
empty
cool.
stadium. them in front of 80,000 people, where it's basically just a no holds barred match right around the ring and the ramp, I could have done without.
Yeah.
I would have much rather just seen a 6-man tag with the BCC versus the Best Friends without the extra shit.
Yeah.
And have them be a Falls Count Anywhere match or something like that.
And do a couple spots outside.
Yeah, it just doesn't translate like it did whenever there was no crowds there. So you could film vignettes and really break it up and edit the match correctly so that, you know what I mean? So that you really got a polished product. Whereas, you know, this not being a cinematic match and it being live in front of the crowd, like CJ said, it was just kind of too much shit rammed into one.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it was hard. It was hard for the camera crews to follow and catch everything. And there was even, I'm pretty sure Doc even said 2 or 3 times, like, why'd the camera cut away from that? Or,
yeah, there was some bad camera work in this match, unfortunately. I mean, it's clever, and like you said, it may have run its course. CJ got it right. He picked these guys to win. Everybody, all of us, the 3 thought it would be BCC since it's their style of match, but it was a lot of blood. I mean, seeing OC all bloody and then having him cut his little promo last night, if you guys saw that, when he cut the little promo
great
after
character development.
Yeah, I've said week after week, he's probably one of the best things going right now.
And that from the get-go, characters like him, and I'll throw Danhausen in there too, because they are comedy at first, but you know they can work. How he's coming into his character, like Ray just mentioned, that promo where, you know, you saw him all bloody tonight, but, you know, the couple nights before, and now him getting a little more serious, going to take on Moxley. I like that because everyone's like, oh, he's just a joke. He's just this. And he's like, I'm the fucking champion.
He's like, never been a joke.
And he's been the champion for how long? How many title defenses? He has a lot more than Roman has in his entire 3 years. I saw that stat somewhere. I was like, yep.
TJ said time and time again, he is consistently the best match on the card.
Yeah.
Like some of these title matches have been the match of the night on Dynamite's on. And it's every show, Rampage, Dynamite, Collision, doesn't matter. If you put him in a singles match with fucking anybody, it's a banger.
Yeah, with his hands taped behind his back in that match too was kind of funny. And then they had some good spots. That was all right. But OC, I can't wait to see him fight.
Before we move on from that, Doc, I want your opinion because Doc's son loved Orange Cassidy because of the character, not because of the wrestler.
Okay.
And you've seen the evolution even more so because you have to follow even more than we do because Bodie's not going to let you fast forward through that match. Bodie's not going to let you skip that match. So, Doc, what do you think about the evolution of the character? Knowing that we've seen, you know, especially between us 3, we've seen some real fucking swings for the fences in the indies with people trying character work like, that doesn't fucking work. That's fucking terrible. Blah, 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 blah. This is a character that is we've never seen anything like this on TV. But the evolution, if you watch it from the very beginning to now, is fucking amazing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you sit there and you watch like his older matches. He did a lot of loafing. I mean, he never really picked it up until the very end, and then boom, he either got 1, 2, 3 or whatever. But I mean, if you look at it now, he goes from bell to bell. I mean, this whole once in a blue moon, you see it. It's not every match. Like this Penta match, he showed that he was just serious about making it to All Out as the champ, and what he had to do to get through that was Penta. Penta's a rough customer, and I think it showed on Dynamite even better. And grabbing that mic and actually giving a speech like "I live and I bleed for this title." It wasn't the usual, it's here, okay, whatever. No, he actually came out and just that, hey, I'm proud to be the champ, and this is what I'm about. That's what I love about
no fucking joke.
Yeah.
And I am Orange Cassidy, and I have no catchphrase. I love that. That was just great. I mean, he doesn't need one. He really doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He's a superstar. Can't wait to see the next evolution of Orange. The ladies' match, a lot of people were crapping on it. I mean, I kind of said, and we.
I don't think it was that bad.
I don't think it was that bad at all.
Hey, this quote from Nigel McGuinness was bomb. Doc, what'd you think of Nigel on commentary? Your commentary. He was gold all night long.
Yeah, he was. He was. He had some good ones, man. That was cracking up too. I mean, the simple fact is the Brit comment was a good one about the mangled teeth in the crowd because, I mean, let's face it, London has really bad dental care.
Yes.
You know, I have a friend who married somebody from England. Their family was actually in, and I did some exam. I looked, and yeah, all of them had fucked up.
You know what would have made that match better?
Go ahead.
If Brit won.
If it was more than 8 minutes.
This match was 8 minutes too.
give or take, yeah.
And we saw her in the audience, and I thought we might see her, but Tony cleared it in the scrum afterwards. She's not cleared. But this pretty much
she's still in a boot.
This pretty much screams we're going to get her in AEW, right?
They're going to do, they may not get her like permanently, but I think she's still contracted to New Japan, but they, are going to get her to do something sooner than later.
Yeah, I don't think they'd show her if she wasn't going to get, or they didn't have plans, I should say, to involve her in something at some point. But the hometown crowd, she had her whole, it was kind of, to me, when I saw her whole family come out, I'm like, yeah, she's winning.
I told you from Jump Street she was winning.
And I called it too, and I wanted to see it because, like I said, when is a better time for you to put the belt on her for her to get her little one title reign? I don't think she should have it for a long time. But like you guys said, people were shitting on it because she won, not because it was a bad match. I mean, the girls did a good job, in my opinion. I enjoyed the match. Did you guys like the match?
Yeah, it
wasn't
fine.
bad.
I was happy for Saran because
it could have went a few minutes longer.
Yeah,
in hometown, she won her belt in her house.
And coming out to We Will Rock You. We Will Rock You too.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I enjoyed it. I was really happy for her, man. I mean, it's just the fact that she got to do it in front of her family. She got to do it in her hometown. My God, come on.
Fritz curb stomp on Tony Storm was fucking tits.
Yeah.
And my props of the match go to Tony Storm, actually. Tony Storm in the last 2 months has the best character work of the women's division. This gimmick change has been fucking phenomenal.
Nigel explained it too. It was like a little bit of Marilyn Monroe, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He did so good analyzing shit. I can't get enough of it. Plus, in London too, to hear Nigel, I thought when he was in the ring to announce the number that he was going to say he was going to have a fight or something. But I don't know if he's able to fight anymore.
He's working on it.
I was going to say there was rumors he wanted to wrestle at All In, because his whole retirement was based off of hepatitis.
Yeah, that's the only reason. He's not physically he's physically able to do it. It's just
it's not like an Edge situation or a Daniel Bryan situation.
But I think his Hep C has now been, or Hep B or C. He's clear of it.
I think it was B.
Yeah, I believe he's clear of it.
Yeah, so I mean, technically he could work. I just think the actual prevailing thing was they were going to build, to what I heard anyways, was Danielson and Nigel.
Yeah.
And with Danielson being injured worse than initially thought, there was no way for that. And apparently that was kind of Nigel's thing, is like, if I come out of retirement, it needs to be for something, like not just to work. It needs to be something special. And that would be a fucking special match.
Yeah, it would.
This is the part of the show where I started marking out probably my favorite just because of nostalgia. Sting and Jericho are my two favorite of all time. And to see them still go these next two matches, I'm glad to say that I've got to see Sting the way he should be in his heydays. Well, maybe a little too much, but the little table spot that didn't work and then did work. Well, Seek and Destroy. How about that? That was nice.
That was awesome.
That was cool.
You don't care, CJ? I liked it. I mean, when's the last time we've heard it? And how much did he have to pay Metallica? Come on now. That had to be a lot.
I mean, here's the thing about Metallica. They're dicks unless they're your friend.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't know if they personally know Sting. I would imagine with how long he's been in show business and around, that he's probably been to a bunch of concerts. Maybe he knows James or Lars or Kirk.
I'm sure he does. He does. He was using TNA, and TNA doesn't have half the budget.
It may not have cost him anything.
That's what I'm saying. I might have just got a phone call to a friend to like, hey, let me use it one time. You know what I mean?
Sure, We Will Rock You was expensive because they didn't play it when she won. They played her regular music, so they only got it for once.
The same thing with Seek and Destroy. That only played one time.
What do you guys think of the Joker Sting character kind of come back a little bit?
I love it.
Me too. I enjoy it.
It's fun nostalgia, yeah.
I like it. I like when he's comedic as well and just a little wacky. And
it's kind of really a mix fucking well.
Yeah, it's kind of a mix of a bunch of his, because he's still a little crowish. He's still Scorpion.
You ready for my my star of this match?
Yeah.
Nobody in this picture. Oh, maybe in that picture, yeah.
Swerve's house.
Yeah.
That was completely.
They tried to spot.
I'm with you 100% on this, CJ.
Swerve was the star of this match.
Yes, he was.
Hell yeah. I mean, Sting and Darby get the win, but yes, Swerve He's a superstar too. And that's what I mean. We go back to the Jack Perry CM Punk thing. They can thrive without those two. They have enough talent. I mean, there's talent all over the place. Now,
it's another reason why I know they talked about there being a definitive brand split between Collision and Dynamite, and that's not the case. But some of these guys,
maybe there should be.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think there should be, man. Yeah, guys like Swerve deserve to be dancing in the main event, not just stuck in the mid card. You know what I mean? Like, there's a handful of guys that are capable of so much more than what they're being used for. And I'm not going to say that they're being misused, because they're not. Like Swerve, for example. Swerve was never really big to a national audience. It's not like he was a main eventer on WWE, Raw and SmackDown, and was a world champion when he came in. He was big in NXT. And then, came over. So he's still establishing himself. But the way he presents himself, his work rate, his everything, he's a main event guy. He just needs the chance.
Speaking of main event guys, Will fucking Ospreay, man.
Oh, man.
He's like one of my favorites right now. And
I think this was the match of the night.
I didn't think Jericho could hang with him, and he did. This is my match of the night, CJ. I think it was. Jericho brought it. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
I think the best in the world, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, AJ Styles. I mean, Will Ospreay's got to be right up top there with those.
Agreed.
I agree. In this match, I mean, I didn't think Jericho could hang with him. He did. It was a great fight. Jericho singing his own song out. I didn't think that would work out very well. It didn't sound too bad. Because the timing with the someone where they're playing, it wasn't bad.
There was an awesome meme out where it was like Queen 39,000, the Beatles 55,000, blah blah blah, all these numbers, and then Fozzy 81,035. Fozzie's now in the conversation for biggest band in the world.
Yeah. Didn't someone say that too? It was that his excuse for him to have a concert in front of 80,000 people or something.
Yeah, that's exactly why he did it.
Yeah, Nigel was gold. Nigel was gold, man. I'm telling you.
If this was unpopular opinion, I'm sorry, but this was this is match of the night for me.
Yeah,
hands down. Hands down.
Everything about it, I enjoyed it, start to finish. I would say match of the night too. Now, one that could have been match of the night, and you guys were right about this one. I was not. I mean, we got the biggest scissor party, but what a tribute.
Mm-hmm.
House of Black and All White. You got the lantern, and so many people with the Bray or Funk patches and stuff. And to see the Fireflies, it was kind of like, they could totally rip off that gimmick and keep using it. I mean, I'm not saying they should, but the fact they already come out in darkness, people are going to start doing the Firefly thing when they come out, regardless. It doesn't have to be the same thing, but it looked crazy with that many people.
Yeah.
But we did get the scissor party you guys said we would get. The biggest scissor party ever.
Mm-hmm.
I love the scissor belts. People are shitting on them. But a belt with scissors in the back, we've never seen that before.
It's different.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
Think
at first I was watching.
Hey, Uncle Ray. Guess what was brought up when those belts come out? Yes, he went, Uncle Ray's my only hope. I went, oh God, no, we're not giving that belt. And he was like, we'll see.
And I was just thinking, are they just going to have pink straps? They're just going to have pink strap, aren't they? It's just going to be the same belt with a pink strap.
But no, you can scissor the belt.
Scissor it and snap it together.
You better hope that no Chinese company decides to knock that shit off.
Oh my God.
I mean,
can I show something real quick?
You got to get that on AEW.com. The kids they will sell millions of those.
I want to show this real quick. This was actually given to me by a fan, a friend, William Kenna. He actually painted this. It has all the favorite horror movie characters on it. And, him being a good friend, he started painting this, but he really loved my little tribute to Bray last show. And this is just amazing. Check this out. Yeah, he's actually dedicating his Halloween costume this year for dedication to Bray. So I support him 100%. That was like his number one wrestler, so one of his favorite people. So yeah, thank you, William Kenna, again. That's awesome. I can't wait to put it up in the living room and hear my wife bitch 24/7. Be awesome.
And with the Acclaimed winning, this is another guy, though. I really hope that they push Malachi to the main event.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, too. I mean, if they're not going to be the trios champs, please push Malachi.
And why not throw Brody and
they should definitely be
Buddy into the tag team. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I'm down for that, too. Oh, and we got to the match. There's the belts. And they actually used the belts to do the triple scissor, too, at the end. Which,
yes, they did.
That's crazy. I mean, I dig it. I'm not crazy for tons of custom belts, but this kind of fit. I mean, please.
Well, it's not like it's custom plates or anything like that. It's just a strap.
Yep. Main event.
It was a great match.
I
loved the finish.
I love the fake finish because I bought it. I bought it for a while. And I loved MJF was even questioned about his mom. He goes, well, she is kind of a bitch. He's still right in character, calling his mom a bitch in the scrum afterwards and shit. That's his mom, by the way.
I don't know that there's anybody ever, and I mean, this is big praise, but ever, who knows his character better and how to play his character and be, because I think it is naturally just him. I think that's just his demeanor and his attitude. But to be a baby face, to be over as a baby face the way he is, yet be the scumbag that he still is. It's fucking amazing. I mean, like, the scrum was entertaining as fuck. Look, this is a mark moment for me, and I'm gonna fucking say that. And I know that's a derogatory term in wrestling. I am a mark for MJF because in the ring, bell to bell, he is fucking phenomenal. He's come so far in the 4 years that AEW's been around. On the mic, he's always been phenomenal, but his character work now is just as good as his mic work. In his demeanor, his body language, his facial expressions. I never thought this character would totally translate babyface the way it is. And not only does it translate, I fucking love it.
Well, the way he spins it, too, this is for everybody who's been picked on like I have. Yeah. You know, he's playing that role so perfectly that you do want to cheer him now. And that crowd, I think the biggest pop of the night is when Adam Cole did the Bebe, because that was loud as shit. But throughout the night, they were humming MJF's theme. Yeah, that's going to be a thing now. I guarantee that'll be a thing now. Like they sing Seth's song, they will hum his fucking theme now.
And even though there was no actual turn, I mean, Cole played the heel in the match.
Yes.
And like when they did the Eddie chair back and forth,
that was great.
Was fucking great. The Bryce Romsberg taking a fucking Panama Sunrise Canadian Destroyer was. Yes. Doc was like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "That's fucking awesome." Like that's a ref bump you can honestly say you've never seen.
They did very well with this match, especially the end. Whenever the double pin happened, I thought, "Are they really gonna? They can't screw this audience out of this match." Like, I bought into it. I thought, "What are they gonna do?"
And we did too. Doc was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Like, they're gonna have it all out. They're gonna have a rematch it all out or some shit.
And that honestly was the first thought that went to my head too. Is I was like, this is really how you're going to book this just so you can redo it next week since you don't have time to build. And then I loved it because it's a harken back then to their championship eliminator match where, you know, you can now see, you know, again, see the evolution of MJF's character because MJF before the friendship was no. This time, not only will I give you 5 minutes, we're going until there's a fucking winner.
Yeah, it was good. And the crowd went ballistic. Of course they would. And I don't know. I loved it. I popped for this match throughout, and I think it was brilliant. And I mean, this is ones where I don't mind being wrong. I mean, I picked MJF to win, but either way, it was going to be gold. And to see them hug it out after, I mean, that's their thing now is hug it out. Are the best friends mad about that now? That's kind of the best friends thing, isn't it? Got to give the people what they want with the hug. But we got the hug. Everyone thought the turn was going to happen. I'm kind of happy that it didn't have a turn. You guys?
Obviously, it's going to be the Kingdom that wins the match, but we could see the best friends. That would be kind of funny where they accuse them of stealing their gimmick.
Their hug.
But I'd rather see that like on a Dynamite or something like that, not ran into this. No, that would be funny as shit, actually. Like, hugging's our thing.
Get the Kingdom.
Yeah, it's going to be the Kingdom. It only makes sense.
And it was like I felt like
the Kingdom's not even the Battle Royal.
Aren't they?
They're not?
No.
Oh, wow.
I felt like at the end of the match, two best friends trying to convince each other that they should still be friends. We still got these. He's throwing them out. He's like, but Adam Cole was so standoffish, but still, I mean, I just love the dynamic between them. And I never would have thought MJF would be this over as a face, but I love him. I love him as a face. And he's our
one thing he's gotten really good at, and this could be a thing for whoever's producing his matches. It could be just him, but him and Cole ever since his main event run in NXT has really been great at working these longer matches, but working them in a way that they don't seem like, we've all watched Iron Man matches. We've all watched 30-minute matches that drug like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And Cole has been great at it. MJF is becoming great at it because even the Iron Man match that he did, these longer format matches he's working, he's becoming really great at how he lays out and tells a different story and segments the match that I'm not fucking bored during his matches.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, that match was, I think it was like 20.
Bless you.
Thank you.
28 minutes, something like that.
Yeah,
but
it was.
I could have watched 15 more minutes easily, if not more. It was a great match.
Yep. And now we get dual champion MJF, 2 belts. We're going to breeze through this part real quick and just talk about the shows coming up. There was 2 other shows this week. Impact had a pay-per-view. Ospreay going over there is pretty interesting. Jordan Grace making a return. Nothing big. Sonata actually fought there as well. So interesting that Impact. I mean, it was a big weekend. I just wanted to quickly show some of the stuff from Impact. And then 75, NWA 75. They've really fallen off. The place looked like it was like 40 people. Camille defended her belt the first night, then lost it the second night. Mm-hmm. And our weekly, we have to catch up on Cardona every week. He had an open challenge. He fought Kerry Morton. Now he's going to fight Ricky Morton. And from what I understand, his next match is with the Morton's Fisherman. And then he's going to fight Morton Downey Jr. after that, I guess. So Matt Cardona is on a run here. We've talked about him every week for like the past month now. Why does everybody shit on Tyrus so much?
Because he won't shut the fuck up.
He lost the title. EC3's got the 10 pounds of gold now. People hate Tyrus. Look how small. I mean, this doesn't do it much justice, but it really looked like they were at the Holiday Inn at one of the banquet rooms or something for the 75th anniversary of NWA. So a little anticlimactic, but congratulations there, EC3.
I mean, if you think about it, though, that's kind of an NWA's thing.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever they were getting all lauded for the studio wrestling return, they had one row of bleachers that maybe sat 60 people.
I like when they did the power, though, and that type of set. It definitely made me feel like Saturday at 6:05. But this was like their big.
This doesn't make you think of AWA ESPN wrestling.
I guess it was. Yeah, I guess it was. It was 2 nights. They had 2 shows too. So congratulations to them. Let's check in on everyone's favorite half kind of porn star. I guess. Remember this? Check. Let's see. Oh, what's Mandy Rose doing? There she is, earning her keep. Good job, Mandy. We're so. Proud.
Come on, man.
We're so proud of you, Mandy. Keep doing what you're doing, Mandy.
That's just wrong.
Yeah, it's like bullying.
Jerry Lawler came back.
Bully Blaze.
Fuck her and her pussy and her titties. I don't care.
Seriously,
Jerry Lawler came back.
We just jumped the shark. What's up?
Was it me, or why did they not put this on TV? Was there a reason? Did I miss something?
Maybe Jerry didn't want to be on TV.
He looks great. Yeah. They brought him out during the commercial. I mean, you're in Memphis. Wouldn't you want that to be on TV? I didn't see any articles. I didn't know if you guys did or not. Why it wasn't on TV? I don't know. All right. How about this guy? Sketchy. This guy's coming back. John Cena. Juan Cena is coming back for 8 shows. I mean, is it because of the strike or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so John
Cena.
Cena's
getting shit about it too.
Sticking around. Well, you got to work. Why not? Speaking of work,
you're supposed to be on strike. That's the whole point. You're a member of SAG.
He's still a legend wrestler on legend contract. Speaking to someone who is a legend, which I don't think he gets as much credit as he should, and what he did the other night, let's look back at him being The Rock, him being Cena, and his LA night. Was that spot on or what?
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, my God. The Miz is amazing. I'm not a big fan of him in ring and total, but you got to give him his props. I mean, he's held virtually every fucking championship, and that was a really, spot on for LA night. What about this? There's rumors that AOP has been signed since 2022. We'll get to that. Hold on. What about this first? Wyatt Legacy. People are saying that we should bring Braun, Redbeard, and Bo together and have a Wyatt Legacy faction. What do you guys do? What's your thoughts on that? Yes, no, maybe?
I'd like to see Bo continue on with like Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, was Uncle Howdy still? I've heard that rumor too. What about you, Ray? Do you think they should let it die?
Depends. It really all depends. I don't have look, Braun is Braun. Redbeard is a great worker, but he's not a character. So it really depends on if Bo Dallas, who I think has the chops to do an intriguing, charismatic character. I liked him when he was, his run in NXT.
NXT was a beast.
Completely misused or whatever, but if they're going to give him the actual leeway to do something cool, then sure. But if they're going to bring it together and Braun's going to be the face of it just because he's the most known or something, it's going to fucking tank. There's no point.
Yeah,
you're going to tarnish the legacy. But like I said,
I'm afraid of.
I would imagine that Bo has a similar wrestling pedigree, obviously, to his brother. I mean, they were raised together. They same father, same uncle. They're brothers. So, but I would imagine that he probably has his own ideas and creativeness. So, I mean, it really depends on if that's the type of thing that he would sink his teeth into and make good. If they're just going to try to play it off of what Bray was, then what's the point?
Yeah, when they did the Bray tribute on Friday, and they showed that picture of him with the wings on the thing, and they showed him standing in the ring for one split second, I thought that was Bo in the ring about to address the audience. Which that would be pretty weird if Bo if he had something to say, but he might not want to talk about it. I don't know.
It's too early, but hey, I gotta run, guys. I got shit I gotta do. So you guys enjoy.
All right, brother.
All right,
man. So I mentioned and had the wrong slide, but AOP, how about them matching up with Shinsuke? What would you think of that? And if Ellering's part of it, could be the voice. But AOP apparently has been signed since 2002, still on contract with WWE. So there's big rumors they're coming back soon. But I heard it's NXT.
That's what I was going to say. I heard they're coming back to NXT. But with this new heel persona for Shinsuke, them being his backup, his muscle, his heat would be great. That's a great idea.
I saw this picture. I was like, that would be very interesting.
And having Ellering be a mouthpiece would be fantastic because while Shin is not a terrible promo, he's not a main event promo, but Ellering, on the other hand, 100% is.
So let's talk about, there's 2 big shows this week. We're not going to do picks or nothing. Just look at the match cards. Payback coming up. Pittsburgh Payback, apparently. And anything, Doc, sticking out for you on this match card that,
Knight and Miz. That's really it.
Could Shinsuke get the title? I wouldn't mind it. His character is really good right now, in my opinion. I'm loving it.
I want to see Seth retain, but I want to see Damian Priest come down and get that gold.
Ooh, you want a cash in?
Yes. Unfortunately, I am booked for a war for territory in Altoona, Pennsylvania. It's going to be a good one, so I'll be doing that. Not unfortunately. Fortunately, I'm happy to work. But man, why book on a Pittsburgh night? But whatever.
Is that a Sepultura? War for territory? That's a Sepultura.
Yeah, territory. Just territory.
War
no
for
war
territory.
for territory. No, just territory. Yeah.
I kind of agree with Doc. Miz and LA Knight are the only thing I care about. I will watch Shinsuke and Seth, obviously. I'm probably not going to watch this entire card, just being honest.
No, it doesn't. Steel cage match with those 2 girls.
If what you suggested, if AOP would come down and Ellering would come down and they would cheat for Shinsuke and we would see the formation of a stable, then I think they should put the belt on him. If it's just going to be Shinsuke, then I agree with Doc. And I think Seth should retain. Maybe he gets another Kinshasa after the match and we see Damian cash in and take.
Yeah, I mean, Triple H's answer to Gunther and Gable not being on is he didn't want to overbook the card, which I don't think that would really
underbooked.
Yeah,
I agree. I think Gunther and Gable would have made this a must-watch.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh always gets the screw. All right, I'm done.
Let's
go. Moving
bragging rights. That's all I gotta say.
All Out. We got this match that it looks like it's gonna happen now. This screams Punk is out for All Out because it was supposed to be Starks and Punk, right? They were kind of teasing that. Now he's going to challenge Ricky the Dragon for a strap match at All Out. That tells me Punk's not going to be at All Out.
Punk is not. It's not been announced by Tony Khan. Tony Khan said we are still investigating. Yeah. I think if you keep Punk off the card in Chicago, there's going to be a riot. I think there's going to be just an unleashing. I've been in Chicago. Okay, I was sitting there. Everybody's cheering for Punk except for one man. That man, his name was Jason from that wrestling podcast. And
Is this how they get Punk involved though without a match?
Yeah.
Do they book this and then whenever Starks takes it too far, Punk comes out for just the save, gets the hero pop, and then that's it.
I'm telling you.
We'll see.
I thought we were going to die that night because I was kind of telling a story. But hey, I'll just go over here and fuck myself. But what I was gonna say is, he literally everybody's going, see ya, Punk, and he's going, sucks. See ya, Punk, and here sucks. And I'm like, oh god. People are like, yo, man, like he's like Elvis in Chicago. I'm telling you, Tony does not want to piss off his Chicago crowd because Chicago is a big moneymaker for AEW. It's huge. I've witnessed it. Last year, I witnessed this. Chicago, it's a whole new ball game down there when it comes to professional wrestling and it comes to Punk.
Yeah,
there's flags. They bring paintings. It was insane. I'm done.
It's going to be weird if he's not there, but there's ways to make it happen. So the lead into it, I don't know if anything sticks out here to you guys, but Dax Harwood versus Jay White. I'm hyped for that match. I can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
The rest of them.
I mean, the FTR and the Punks being in the same Punks. Jesus fucking Christ.
Punks.
FTR and the Bucks teaming together, I think, is a great step in the right direction. Obviously for them mending, and I think it's going to be a fun match with them versus Bullet Club Gold.
We got that tag team battle royal to see who faces MJF and Adam Cole on Sunday. So let's look at what we have for All Out. This one just got added, so it's not on the other picture, but Kingston and Shibata versus Claudio and Wheeler Yuta will be added.
Don't really care. I would rather just see Kingston versus Claudio.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes, that's what I was thinking as well. Let the other two fight. But the match card itself, Miro, and two big guys with Miro and Hobbs, Darby finally fighting Luchasaurus.
I'm excited for I was gonna say I'm excited for Shane Taylor versus Samoa.
That's what sold the pay-per-view to me right there.
Well, let me ask you guys something.
Let's go, Shane. Let's go.
We know Shane Taylor Promotions. We know Shane Taylor. I don't think the general audience knows Shane Taylor enough for them to put him in this match without showing him that enough on TV the last week or two. Am I crazy about that? I know who he is. You guys,
if this was an ROH pay-per-view, I disagree. But it being AEW, I do agree.
Yeah,
and it's kind of sad because Shane Taylor has had a great career as far as length goes and longevity goes. He is a phenomenal fucking worker, a great character. And I would have, again, I guess they really couldn't do it because of All In. But I really would have liked to see more lead up to this. And this just feels like a filler match. But for me, this is a match I want to see because Shane's my boy. And to see him get payoff like this and to hit an achievement like this is freaking awesome. And I know that those two can have a banger of a match.
We do get to see OC.
I actually messaged him and got to actually just a couple words back and forth. But I said, I told him, I was like, kill it on Sunday like you always do. Bodie said, good luck. And we are now actually sold on this pay-per-view. Hope you and the family are doing well, my friend. I said, I'm proud of you and everything you've ever accomplished. And he actually sent me back one of these and said, my man, miss you.
I just think
I sent him a text as well, just saying congratulations for getting on All Out. Good luck, bro. Mm-hmm. He gave me a thanks. Again, this is one of those guys that we've watched come up like legit. He's worked obviously companies that we've both been involved in.
He's been in RWA. He was actually the RWA heavyweight champion for a long time. He
tried to murder me in Cleveland, Ohio. While I was
Mafia.
Yeah, while I was valeting for Club DB, which was CJ and what the hell?
Justin Idol.
Yes, thank God. Sorry, Justin, I'm a dick. But I was being their turtle from Entourage, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
And Shane's like, yeah, I'm just gonna splash you against the guardrail. I'm like, that's fine. little did I know that Shane Taylor runs way faster than a man his size has any fucking right to. And he about knocked my eyeballs out of my head like a fucking cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as much as, we'd hope he wins the title, I just hope he gets a good showing. Give it some time, not just a couple minutes, not a squash. Show that he can hang with Joe for a while.
Joe's not going to do that to him. Joe's not that type of worker. Joe will give him his due. And like I said, they're capable of having a fucking banger of a match.
Should be a good one. I mean, some of the matches, you got the Bullet Club versus FTR and the Bucks. Omega, Takeshita, they've been kind of building to. Who knows who's going to fight? And OC and Moxley will be interesting now that
to me, that's the main event on the card.
OC and Moxley?
OC and Moxley should main event this card. It either has to be that or Takeshita and Omega.
I agree. You got to. That international championship, they can make more like an IC title if they give it more prominence. So I agree. Why not put it in the main event? Give it some shine as well. Let it, because he's making it pretty prominent just by who he's fighting and beating on a regular basis. So yeah, I don't. What else would be main event? The tag titles because it's MJF and Cole.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I don't know, but we'll see how it pans out. That'll be this weekend. Pretty interesting stuff. But we come to the point where we talk about the end of the day. We'll be right back. Ray, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, there's so much wrestling. I'll be honest, I didn't even watch Raw yet. I haven't.
I got halfway through it, so I feel bad.
I watched Dynamite last night when I got home, and I had every intention of watching Raw, and then I fell asleep, and I didn't watch Raw. And there's just so much wrestling this weekend. It's insane. I'm going to do my best to watch. I loved All Out or All In.
Me too.
I think it's a clusterfuck, though, having a pay-per-view this close.
Yep.
I really don't understand why to do it. At the end of the day, enjoy what you want to enjoy. Enjoy it. But to me, this should be Clash of the Champions, even with the quality of the card. I kind of feel bad that Doc has to spend $50 on this. But
if VPN, I'm paying $20, bro.
Are you coming?
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right. I won't be there for the start of it, but I'll be there. Don't worry. I got a hockey game at 7, but I won't be there for the start of it, but I'll be coming late. But don't worry, Brody and Kate will be entertaining.
Don't ask what me and your wife do while you're not there.
Oh shit!
Oh boy!
There'll be a smile on her face. All right. At the end of the day, as Ray befouls my wife on Sunday. All I gotta say is just enjoy wrestling and just remember, folks. Quit taking things so. I wish people wouldn't take things so seriously, and I wish people would just let it go. Yeah. Yes, I sound like a Disney Frozen musical, and I'm serious. Punk, let it go.
At the end of the day, I hope next week we're talking about something that happened in the ring as the lead. We've talked about people passing away and now the incident the last 2 weeks. I want to talk about what happened in the ring this week, next week on the WrestleSense podcast.
Dear
Thanks, everybody.
Baby Jesus.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week as we try to continue to make sense of wrestling. We out.
I had one of these farts where the bubble rolls up your ass crack and ends up out of the top of it, and it makes you feel like you shit your pants. Has anybody had that happen?
That's what comes out of Blazer's mouth lately every fucking.
Wow! Now, that's between that gap in his teeth.
Hey!
Okay, your teeth are perfect.
Wait, tongue.
Sweetheart.
Don't steal my catchphrase, Tom.
Someone has to say it.
Oh, damn.
I would have said it if you waited and brought me on for 1 minute 15 of the fucking show.
I know.
What?
Saying hi comes a little awkward after on.
Yeah, I just brought everybody in today. A little different. Something different. Trying to keep some variety.
I don't mind coming in with the boys.
You want to come with the boys?
That sounds terrible.
That did sound bad.
You don't bring
Hey, if you're making money.
Commercial break.
Thanks, everybody.
Love you, Kelly. Love everybody out there. Thank you again for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate all of you.
Fuck you, dog.
Fuck me. I'm a dick.
Yeah.
Hey, we've been on a nice note. We've been getting a lot of views and likes lately. Keep it up, guys. Fucking love you.
Yeah. You gotta keep that
Share it out.
people.
Rome Ham, I love you.
I don't.
Share it out so we can offend more people.
Yes, more offended people. Fuck everyone. Get that guy right there. With the ketchup bottle.
That guy's a dick.
Yeah, there it is.
That guy's a royal dick.
It's delicious.
We